In this video, I will break down all the different vocal tracks and vocal layers to this song.
Because everything will always come after my misery. I swear that I tried to push you first, but you never stood a chance. No, you never stood a chance.
Let's hear that again with just the vocals.
Because everything will always come after my misery. I swear that I tried to push you first, but you never stood a chance. No, you never stood a chance.
Just quickly, I want to let you know that I record and mix emo, pop punk, metal music and everything in between. So if you want your music mixed by me, then head over to terrybeckleyrecording.com and hit me up using the contact form. I will get back to you. The link is in the description. So, in my very first YouTube video, I talked about using vocal layers to get a pro vocal sound in your music. So I thought I would show that in practice by breaking down all the vocal parts to my upcoming release and try to explain a bit about the thought process behind them. Okay, so with this song, it starts with a guitar-led intro, and then it sort of calms down into the first verse, which is where you hear the vocals. Let's have a listen to that so you see what I mean.
Chemicals in the front of my brain must be missing or draining away. I want nothing more than to stay right here, right now.
Okay, let's unpack that a little bit. So we'll start with the main vocal, which is just a mono single track right down the middle. Then as you can see here underneath it, I've also got a vocal double, which is exactly the same. I decided a few months back that I way preferred to have a straight double, just thickening up everything. It works for this kind of music with big arrangement. I just thought it sounded better than just having the one vocal on its own. In my mind, one vocal by itself is a lot more intimate, so if you were going for an intimate sound, you probably just want that one vocal track so you can connect a lot. But in this instance, and with this kind of sound, a double is better, thicker is better. I'll show you how tight that needs to be. If I play them both in solo, and you can have a listen.
Chemicals in the front of my brain must be missing or draining away. I want nothing more than to stay right here, right now.
So forgive the I've got a track spacer there on the end of it as the next harmony comes in, which is why it ducked out at the end. So as you can hear, it's super tight. You really have to listen to pick out the fact that there is a double in there. Yes, it is obviously quieter. It's 7.5 dBs quieter. But my point here is that it's got to be super locked in. Your doubles have to be exactly the same. And that's not necessarily a skills thing. When I recorded that, there's no way it was locked in that tightly. I actually edited it then to make it as tight as possible. That kind of editing technique probably is beyond the scope of this video, but if you're interested, let me know in the comments and I will go through editing vocals to make them sound this tight. So as the verse goes on, we have a harmony that pops in for important lines or lines that I feel need lifting. They are also in mono. I always start with the idea of having mono everything in the verses and then going out to stereo when chorus is hit. That would be a higher harmony. In this instance, doesn't always have to be a higher harmony. It's just where I felt like it needed to go. And then under here, you'll see you've got two more tracks coming in. So this is what I called the callback 1 and callback 2. It's because I wanted this line to repeat and then have it sort of fall into the ambience as the song. As you'll notice with this verse, the song sort of drifts away and then comes back in again because I wanted to separate the first half of the verse from the second. So I'll play that now and hopefully that makes a bit more sense.
I want nothing more than to stay right here, right now. Always wishing my life away.
I wanted the song to sort of drift away and then come back again, which is why I've designed the vocals around it and why they work this way. So when you first heard me play just the vocal and the vocal double, you must have noticed it suddenly dip and disappear at the end. That's because I'm making room for this callback track and then the callback track harmony. So let's have a listen in solo. Hopefully it will start to come together.
I want nothing more than to stay right here, right now. Always.
So a big part of that is the delays. So I'll show you those as well. These aren't the normal delays that I would have running. I would always have delays happening to thicken things up and sit them where they need to sit. But that's more of a mixing thing. I want to talk about vocal arrangement today. So I'm just going to show you that harmony, which is used for a specific purpose. So here you can see I've got these bust out pre-fader to a callback CB delay track. This is what the delay is doing. It's on a whole bar's delay, a lo-fi whole bar delay. That's why it comes in. The other line finishes before this comes in pretty much. And I've got ping pong selected. This is why H delay from Waves is so good, because the ping pong delay does left speaker, right speaker, left speaker, right speaker. And where it's on one bar, it's quite slow to do it. So that's why you hear it go left, right. And my feedback is down to pretty much nothing, 2 there, to make it a very clear delay. It's a very specific delay for a specific purpose. But get creative with delays, because you can create the ambience and the feel that you want. But like I said, not my normal standard delay that I would have for vocals. So moving on, the song drifts, comes back, and the vocal arrangement pretty much stays the same. We've got the harmony popping in for the end of that section. No more callback vocals, because that was just a one-time thing. Okay, second half of the verse.
Always wishing my life away, just daydreaming here. I wish I could know that someday you'd understand, because everything.
Okay, so second part of the verse, sorry, same as the first part. Now we're into the chorus. With this chorus, I wanted it to just drop to nothing, pretty much just guitar and vocals, and then halfway through just come in with everything, just to sort of have that sort of element of surprise. So I'll play you that and then we'll unpack it.
Because everything will always come after my misery. I swear that I tried to push you first, but you never stood a chance.
Okay, let's have a look. So here we have same thing, main vocal track straight down the middle. But if I unpack this folder here that says stereo vocals, you'll see that when everything kicks in, which is halfway through here, which is where I've got the playhead, this is where everything comes in. So I've got my double. These are now stereo doubles. Expand that, you'll see. These are 2 separate tracks, left and right, but I've joined them together into one stereo file. Same here with the harmonies. Again, 2 separate takes, left and right, but joined together. And this down here is just like an impact higher harmony, which you'll hear when I play it all soloed. Let's play it with the vocals soloed.
Because everything will always come after my misery. I swear that I tried to push you first, but you never stood a chance.
So all of those layers are edited to be tight AF. You can't get away with loose doubles and loose harmonies, because especially when the S's and F and T, sort of the sibilant sounds, if they're falling at different points, it's gonna lose its feel. It's supposed to be one cohesive vocal sound, not like a group of singers. So let's hear the main vocal and the harmonies together, so you can hear what the harmonies are adding.
I swear that I tried to push you first, but you never stood a chance.
So that is a lower harmony. I hear a lot of people saying that they struggle to do harmonies. They haven't got the range. Stick a low one in there. Just, as long as you can figure it out, sing it through a few times, figure out where that's going to sit. A lower one will do the trick. And I'll show you what this high one is doing. This is just for the impact when everything sort of comes in. So the higher harmony is just the words "put you first."
I swear that I tried to push you first, but you never stood a chance.
Yeah, so very brief, but the whole point was when everything comes in, I wanted that "put you first" to really stand out. So have a listen again and listen for that high harmony.
Because everything will always come after my misery. I swear that tried to put you first, but you never stood a chance.
Okay, cool. Moving on to the second verse. So second verse, pretty much repeating from the first. I wanted to add a bit more. I wanted it to be a slight step up from the first. So what I actually ended up doing was harmonizing the entire second verse. Again, keeping it in mono, but I've got my main vocal, my double, and then I've got a harmony, and it runs for the entire second verse. And then I've got this track here that I've called lift, because I wanted to lift the vocals up. I've got another quick break happening before the chorus, so I wanted to just bring that energy up to quickly bring it back again. So yeah, I stuck that one in there. Let's have a listen.
And if this is the rest of my life, I will smile and say it's alright. I wish I could know that someday I'll get this right, because everything will...
Cool. Cool, so I'll play that again in solo, and you can listen to how tight everything is and what that harmony is giving us.
And if this is the rest of my life, I will smile and say it's alright. I wish I could know that someday I'll get this right.
Yeah, so if you want to hear the harmony by itself, play that through.
And if this is the rest of my life, I will smile and say it's alright. I wish I could know that someday I'll get this right.
Yeah, so that's it. Just sitting slightly above the main vocal. I don't know if you noticed there, but there are no breaths. There's breaths in the main track, but all those layers doesn't need all those breaths. If I play it to you again, you'll hear the breaths are there. It sounds unnatural when you cut all the breaths out. So leave the main vocal breaths in, and this is what you get.
And if this is the rest of my life, I will smile and say it's alright.
Too many breaths throws your compressors off, spikes your frequencies in, the upper range. So you just need that once just to give it a natural feel. And then we'll stick this lift vocal track in so you can hear what that's doing. It'd just be lifting the energy ever so slightly before the next drop, before the chorus.
I wish I could know that someday I'll get this right.
Yeah, so you hear it just lift up, brings everything up to a head just before the quick break, before the chorus hits. Okay, second chorus. Similar to the first chorus, but we've got a couple of extra layers in there now, because the instrumentation is in from the beginning. Whereas the first chorus was sort of like chilled out and then it will hit. We've got a whole full chorus this time. So we have the same before, main vocal down the middle, stereo doubles, stereo harmonies, and then that high harmony that we had, emphasizing certain lines. We've got it here and then we've got it again towards the end. But added in extra are these woe vocals here, which are 3 sets of stereo sort of atmospheric vocals. So we'll get into it. Hear the whole thing in solo.
It's because everything will always come after my misery. I swear that I tried to push you first, but you never stood a chance. No, you never stood a chance.
Okay, a lot going on there. This is what I'm talking about, vocal layers, thickening things up, giving you a pro sound. Taking the song to different places, raising things up, bringing things down. That's how you sort of got to think of it. Add what you can in for your crescendos and take things away to create that journey. So you heard the harmonies from the first chorus. I won't go through those again. The higher harmony here towards the end here, I'll show you what that's.
A chance. No, you never stood a chance.
Yeah, so you've got the harmony below it and now the harmony above it for that end line. So bringing the chorus to a crescendo towards the end of it. And then let's hear these woe vocals by themselves. They're not actually woes. I think that's just the word never. But you get the impression they serve the same purpose that a woe would.
Never, never.
There's a lot of saturation on there. I love saturation. That again, that's a mix thing. We'll get into that when we do the mix video. So let's break it down one by one here. See what actually makes those up.
Never.
Got your low one. Sounds so strange by itself. It's going to be a mid.
Never.
Got the higher one.
Never.
Yeah, together and in the actual mix sounds good. Brings something. Sounds weird. They all sound weird by themselves. I did used to overcomplicate things and try to make sure that no note was being doubled at any point by any of the vocal arrangement. But I just don't think that matters. You'd end up not getting the right vocal part because you're too concerned with the same note being sung by maybe the woes as well as the main vocal. For it. Some people are sticklers for that. I'm not. I think the feel is more important. Let's hear that all again in the context of the whole mix.
Because everything will always come after my misery. I swear that I tried to push you first, but you never stood a chance. No, you never stood a chance.
Okay, so moving on to the bridge. The bridge, I have the same, instrumentally, the same thing repeats twice. The vocals come in afterwards. I'd messed around with this song a few times. I wasn't sure whether to go straight into the bridge with the vocals or not have any vocals there. In the end, I settled on having a gap, like a break from vocals, and then having the second half of the bridge. Let's play the whole bridge, and then we'll start to break it down. Cool. Radio vocals, lo-fi vocals, whatever you want to call them. I love that. Probably going to shove them in every song I ever make, as I love them. So, nothing too fancy going on here. I didn't want it to be bigger than any chorus. We have main vocal, stereo doubles, and stereo harmonies. So let's hear them soloed, and then I'll break them down.
Seconds tick away. Every day I just waste time, but when you're around I can feel that starting to change.
Lots of saturation going on there as well. You got to saturate your lo-fi vocals. It just adds an extra 5% of vibe. Don't know if you caught it, but there's also a lower octave going on here. That's just generated by auto-tune. So I've got this going out here to a Vox bridge low, and then the auto-tune will be, down -12. And then here, this formant control stops it from sounding too weird. You are obviously going to blend it in slightly, so you're masking most of that fakeness. Or changing that formant control to sound like the throat is longer makes it sound less obviously fake. Let's hear that by itself, and you'll hear the lower octave.
Seconds tick away. Every day I just waste time, but when you're around I can feel that starting to change.
It's just getting creative, just trying things, seeing what you like. It's not something I would do often, but it's cool. The doubles, and let's hear the harmonies with the main vocal.
Seconds tick away. Every day I just waste time, but when...
Cool, so hear the harmonies by themselves.
Seconds tick away. Every day I just waste time, but when you're around I can feel that starting to change.
Cool, that's a stereo file, so that's a take or two takes, one left, one right, and it's just sitting below the main vocal line. Then we go back into the last chorus, which is going to be exactly the same as the second one, except for it repeats. It's a double chorus. So I did change the arrangement slightly, but the actual vocal layers stayed.
Because everything will always come after my misery. I swear that I tried to push you first, but you never. Everything will always come after my misery. I swear that I tried to push you first, but you never stood a chance. No, you never stood a chance.
Cool. Nothing really to see there. The layers are the same. just a slight difference to the song arrangement, chorus wise. But yeah, that's it. That's all the different vocal layers and tracks that went into it. So I hope that you got that, keeping everything mono for the verses, and then turning your doubles and harmonies into stereo tracks for the choruses to widen them up and really create that contrast. And never underestimate the power of a woe vocal. The only other things that go into this are things like delays, which fill in the gaps between the words. So I might do a video on different vocal delays and how you can use them. If you're interested in that, let me know in the comments and I'll get to work. But till then, if you want me to mix your next music, head over to my website, terrybeckleyrecording.com. Hit me up on the contact page. Just say hi, tell me about your music, let me know what you're working on. And if you would like me to work on it, if you just want advice, whatever, hit me up. I'll get back to you. So thank you for watching. I'll see you at the next one.